Look at these other podcasts out here with a point. Doing interviews, trying to educate you, or change the world. No, we don't do that here. Here, we look around, see things, go places, do things, and round up the best so you can forget the rest. Here, we rank 'em up.
Hello and welcome back to Rank 'em Up. Hope you enjoyed last week's show. I know I did, listening to us sing and gallivant about one-hit wonder songs.
It's a little rough.
We promise there'll be a lot less singing this time.
Yes, lots less singing.
But it will be fun. I hope you enjoyed. Joined again today by Lilo. How you doing, Lilo?
What's going on, Craig? What's going on, listeners?
Joined again by Don Dude. Don, how you doing?
Super Bowl 50 champions.
Still on that.
Still
Forever.
high.
For the whole year, man. What are you
Yeah,
talking
we're
about?
champions for the whole year.
Yeah, get off. Three-time champions.
I've been waiting 18 years to do this, right? You know what I'm saying? Let me live, man.
All right.
That's like most
Enjoy
of your
it.
life, all right?
Exactly. Right. It's been more than half my life since the Broncos won the Super Bowl.
Enjoy it.
John Elway and brought it again. And by the way, remember what I said a couple weeks ago? Every time the X-Files is in season, the Broncos win the Super Bowl. That's happened 3 times, 16 years apart.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
Gilberto, how you doing?
I'm doing great. I am doing great. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I didn't take a drink just then.
I would have been wet.
Oh.
All right, good. Today we are talking about what we miss about high school. Yes, we are all out of high school, although it doesn't sound like it. One of us.
Wah, wah, wah.
That's me, of course. Obviously. I know that.
But we, some of us, it's been a while. And
That would
there's
be
some
Craig and I.
Yeah, that's right. There's some things we miss about high school.
You guys didn't even graduate this millennia.
No, we are.
Shut up, Don.
We are pre-millennia.
You guys
were.
are 3 years from your 20.
We are.
Uh-oh.
Shut up, Gilberto.
Wow.
I went to the 10-year, and it seems like it was a couple years ago, but no.
Yeah.
I know.
Closer
That
to
was-
the 20 than the 10.
I didn't go to
Wow.
my 10-year, and they asked me
Me
why I
either.
didn't go because I'm like, well, we have Facebook. Oh,
I went
you
because
don't need it.
it
There's
was-
nothing to do.
I sat at a table with my former principal, and I drank beer with him,
Yeah, that was a little interesting.
and it was a little weird,
Hmm.
but it was cool too.
Yeah, it was cool because there are some dudes that we caught up with that weren't on Facebook.
Right.
Of course, this was also friggin'
Right when
Almost
Facebook
10 years
started.
ago.
Almost
This
10
was
years
before
ago.
Facebook was invented.
This was
Twitter-
before
Twitter did
Facebook
not
was
exist.
cool.
Wow.
You still had to have a .edu to get Facebook.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Dang.
That's
Yeah.
people.
It's a long time.
People don't believe me when I say that, but
Mhm.
dude, it's true.
Kids these days.
Don, dude, how can people send their list to us?
If you want to tell us what you miss about high school, you can go to Twitter, twitter.com, and you can go to Rank 'em Up there. You can follow us on Facebook. Like us on Facebook. At the Rank 'em Up show page. Go to the YouTubes, youtube.com/rankemup, and it'll find our whole archive. That's always fun to go back and listen to what I said to Gilberto that he got mad at me about, 6 months ago. And
You're still on that?
no,
It's every show.
That
It
is every show.
you're on it actually.
Last
You're
show,
the one that gets mad at me.
you almost made it through with Happy Gilberto.
Last show,
That's
you
true.
guys almost had a bro hug.
And I didn't mention Destiny last show, so you know what? I was just
Aw.
I was on the Broncos, so I know I didn't want to do it just because I didn't like the streak would have been the streak, but streak's got to end. Broncos won the Super Bowl, world
Right.
champions, all that, such as that, and then also if you want the podcast to just be delivered to you when Craig releases it on Thursdays, usually
When I set it free.
Like
midday,
a pack of wild dogs.
mid-morning to afternoon. Just go to the iTunes, go to the podcast app, and you can subscribe. Or go to the Stitcher app. You can subscribe. And it'll be right delivered to you your Thursday night commute, if it were, or if you're playing computer games or whatever you're doing on Thursday afternoons when the show releases. Stitcher, iTunes podcast. Boom. There you go.
Boom.
Boom, boom.
And if you're in high school, tell us what you like about high school.
Whoop. There it is.
And remember, enjoy these days. They're short, and you'll miss them.
That's true, man.
Right. If you are in high school and listening to us, cherish these days.
It's like a different world in high school, and it really is. It's really a different world.
You're
but
in a bubble, and
Yeah.
you
are
don't
in a
even know
bubble.
it.
Yes.
You have
it'll be
no
over
idea.
soon, and then you'll be like, oh, man, remember in high school when I did that? Whatever. So there you go.
Lilo and I were really in a bubble.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
oh yeah.
if you think about it, we went
All boys school.
to an all-male Catholic high school.
Oh, yeah.
Super bubble.
We were in a bubble, and I think this will reflect that in our lists.
Obviously, the girls' division is more prestigious now.
I don't know what that means.
I don't either.
Well, I don't know
Missy
if I'd go
Franklin.
that far.
Missy Franklin. I mean, you guys ever had like a 9-time Olympic champion on your side? I don't know.
We did have a guy make a waste management company that's like the greenest company on the planet.
All right.
Yeah. I don't know what you're talking about anyway.
But did he sing? What was the song that was famous in 2012 Olympics?
We did have
Call Me-
Chris Hardwick.
Call me later. Call
Chris
me later.
Hardwick went to Regis. Did you know that?
Really?
He
Really?
did.
Oh.
At
What,
the time.
Talking Dead. Talking Dead. That guy.
He was from what was it with Jenny McCarthy?
Yeah. Singled out.
Singled
Oh,
out.
that's right.
Yeah.
Talking Dead now is and what's his
He's
Nerdist?
Nerdist. Is what he does. Yeah, he went to Regis.
Is
The
he Missy
host of
Franklin now?
Talking Dead?
Yep.
Wow.
Man.
All right, let's see who starts this.
Call
show
Me
this
Later.
week.
That's what that song was. She was in it.
Who here?
I feel like there'll be a lot of dabbing at this year's Olympics too, because that's not overplayed yet.
I don't know. Maybe since they lost,
Yeah, that might kind of
that
die
might
down
go
a
away.
little bit.
Nobody dirty birds anymore since they lost. you
Oh,
know?
right.
Dirty Birds. Tough day. Jamal Anderson.
yeah.
Yeah.
Who here ate a sandwich the most recently?
I ate a sandwich today.
Winner.
I didn't eat a sandwich.
If by
did
sandwich
not-
you mean rice.
I did not eat a sandwich. I had a soup.
I had a salad.
Compared to my first last show.
All right, Gilberto, you're going first again.
How about can I choose since I went?
Sure, that's.
You know what?
That's a good way to do it.
We don't really get to hear Craig begin these
Me?
lists, so please do
That's
this
very
honor.
true.
You know what? That's all right. That's fair. All right. What I miss most about high school? Top 5. All right, my number 5. In high school, we used to just hang out places. There was a Starbucks that they built I think it was my junior year in high school. There was
Yep.
nothing around our school. And then all of a sudden they built a movie theater and a Starbucks
And a McDonald's.
and a McDonald's, and then the Village Inn popped up, and then a
Slotsky's
Schlotsky's popped
Deli,
up.
Right.
Man. Slotsky's
I
Deli.
mean, my senior
Schlotsky's.
year there was more options. Before that, there was nothing.
Nothing.
You guys got off campus?
There was an empty field.
Senior year we did.
Yeah,
Oh,
there was
awesome.
off campus, but there was nowhere to go within a half an
Yeah.
hour.
Right.
If
There
you
was-
really went
soccer
fast,
fields where the Arapahoe Crossing is now, right?
yeah,
That
there
was
were soccer fields,
Yep.
like muddy,
Dang.
dirty soccer fields. There was one time we tried really, really hard. We called in our order to Hooters before, and we
Awesome.
flew down Parker Road,
Yeah, that's got to be.
picked up our order, and flew back and ate it on the car.
Oh wow.
And yeah, we made it, but it was close.
Wow.
Anyway, it was desolate back in those days. And when the Starbucks came, we just kind of started hanging out there.
That's not even there anymore.
Starbucks isn't there anymore?
No, they moved it across the street.
Oh,
It's
man.
like a drive-through, but
That's sad.
and it got
Oh,
robbed,
that's a
by the
bummer.
way. Who wants to rob a Starbucks? Like, how much cash on hand does
Yeah,
Starbucks
really.
have?
It's true.
Sorry,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Nowadays, yeah, with credit
Quickly.
cards, not much. But
A couple of my friends were into poetry and playing the guitar. They would do open mic night there. I would go there because that's where the chicks were.
Of course.
I would. There was beams outside, so I would do pull-ups out
Before
on the beams.
Frappuccinos.
I would wear a white beater and
Is
just
this-
do pull-ups out
Is
on
this
the
pre
beams.
Frappuccino?
Oh man, it was bad.
So, girl, you're here to listen to some
Yeah.
poetry?
Yeah,
well,
I
I
don't
do
know.
some pull-ups.
Yeah,
Look at
pull-ups
that.
like you, man.
just hang out
With
at
your-
the Starbucks.
Your mom made you some Zubaz pants and you wore
Yeah.
those with your wife beater and you're doing
exactly.
pull-ups.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why we would do that.
Wow.
Oh, man. I totally missed out on
Trying to
all
get
that.
chicks,
It's
man.
just
You know?
I mean, yeah. Do what you can to impress, man. You don't know.
Yeah,
You're-
that's all I had really.
17 years old. Yeah.
Awesome.
So I miss loitering. My number 5 is loitering.
Yeah. Loitering.
Loitering.
When you're a juvenile, and you
Yeah.
can't really get in that much trouble for loitering.
Yeah, buying one coffee
They call your mom to come
and
pick
staying there for 6 hours.
Right. Closing the place down.
That's right. That's my number 5.
Awesome.
Can I tell you a story really quick? I went to a Starbucks with my brother, the RC, and we get there, and I'm like, "You want some coffee, man?" He's like, "Yeah, I want some coffee." And we go, and I get
I said that very excitedly.
an iced caramel macchiato, and they're like, "What do you want, RC?" "Oh, I want a strawberries and cream frappuccino," and I'm like, RC, that's not coffee at all. Why don't we just go get a milkshake from Chick-fil-A? He's like, "That's what I want." And I'm like, "Well, don't say you want coffee if you're not getting coffee." And you gotta understand RC. He's a younger and more built version of me. very large man getting strawberries and cream frappuccino. And by the way, she couldn't even make it because their frappuccino blender was down. So there you go.
Wah, wah.
Tough day, RC. RC, I outed you. But you don't really drink coffee. You drink strawberry frappuccino.
Wow.
All right.
I feel like that's
awesome.
going to cause some issues at your next
Nah,
family
RC,
dinner.
RC
Right.
allegedly doesn't listen to the show, although he knows everything I say.
Huh. Fascinating. That's going to come up.
That's okay, RC. Whatever. Thanks for helping me build my computer, RC. All right.
All right, Lilo, you're number 5.
All right. So, so in case you didn't know, Craig and I did go to the same high school back in the day.
We are high school bros
High school bros, man. Pre-high school bros, if you
and
wanna
college
get
bros.
technical, college bros.
If you
yeah.
drive a Buick LaCrosse, does that make you a lax bro?
Maybe.
That's really petty laugh.
I guess, man.
What if
Relax.
you wear lacrosse shirts?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
What if you are having problems going and you take laxatives? Does
Yep.
that make you a lax bro too?
It has to be.
But if you
has to be.
share laxatives, right?
Oh man, I tried this one Miralax the other day.
You gotta try this, man. Come in different
I
flavors
feel
now.
like we stumbled across a funny thing now.
What if your favorite Pokemon is
Yeah.
a Snorlax? Are you a Snorlax
Are you
bro?
a Snorlax bro?
I feel like we have a comic strip. At least a comic strip. Something. Some kind of short movie. Short digital something.
Snorlax bro.
Maybe a Twitter handle. Lax Bros. and
Lax
then you
Bro.
have that picture.
All right, you're number 5, Lilo.
That would be funny.
Anyway. My number 5. Copious amounts of free time. It plays off of Craig's loitering thing, but I feel like in high school
Man.
I had time to burn. Whereas nowadays it's like I never have time to really do a whole lot of anything. Like I barely have time to make a proper lunch. It's really just like throwing some leftovers in a container and
We all have no time.
it's true. Like time is gone. Time is out the window. Especially
Berto's got no time to prepare for the show.
Yeah.
I
Right.
prepared. Well, today, but I
except
prepared.
today in the last show and
I made time
It's
today.
like sporting events, like Super Bowl. It's 4 hours long. You're like, man, 4 hours. I don't know.
Right. But like during high school it was like 4 hours. What are we gonna do
Yeah.
after that?
Ugh,
Exactly.
what am I gonna do?
Right.
Bored, so bored.
Copious amounts of free time. Like if I applied the same level of dedication to learning things that I have now to when I was in high school, God, I'd be so much smarter. Like guaranteed, I'd be so much smarter. So yeah, there you go. Copious amounts of free time.
I feel like
Splitting
you're
out
really
the
smart
window.
now.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm just now smart because I try really hard. I
you
didn't
go.
try in high school and I pulled C's. C's get degrees.
That's what I did.
me
I didn't try either.
too.
2.7, man.
That's right.
I'd never tried.
C's get degrees,
Tell you what.
kids. Take it from me.
You had to try at our high school. I mean, you
Yeah.
had
It's true. You did kind
or
of.
else you weren't there very long.
Right.
You had to put a little bit of effort.
Yeah.
I did somehow
money,
manage
too.
to wind up in an honors trig class.
Huh.
Not by my own volition, not because I wanted to, but because I was
Legacy.
really good at shapes.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's a triangle. Yeah, these sides are equal. A. What is this? What is this pi r squared crap? What is this?
That class is racist. They put you in there.
I know. Put the Asian kid in the math
Dang,
class. They like that stuff.
Well, speaking of ethnicities, I have to explain to you. I have to, set up the life of the high school in Southern California, as was Magnolia High School, and most of the schools in the Orange County High School District. This is in California, and obviously it was a very diverse school.
Regis wasn't.
Okay.
You're
Well,
looking at half
Right.
of it right here.
Craig and I
Really?
were
Yeah.
basically all of the diversity.
What do you mean half of it, Craig?
Dang.
You know what I mean.
Ouch.
And well,
Ouch.
That hurts.
so and I'm joking, but most of these kids were very street smart. So there was a lot of security back in early the 2000s. I'm sure it's gotten worse. There wasn't any metal detectors yet, but there was a lot of security in golf carts, and they would have walkie-talkies. If someone would get in trouble, they'd go pick you up. They'd escort you to the principal's office, or whatever
Jeez.
punishment or whoever you'd have to face. But my number 5 on the list of what I used to like to do, because I learned a lot of the street smarts, quote unquote, in class.
From the sugar dealer?
No, that was in elementary. But you know what? Yes. You know what? Yes. But the goofing off in class is one of the things I miss the most because, and I know, and I'm not comparing, and I'm not saying who's better or anything, but there's nothing like goofing off to me in Spanish with the substitute teacher maybe that doesn't understand a lick of Spanish. And all you're doing is goofing off in class, or even with the teacher. So goofing off
kind of
in
messed
class.
up.
No, we did that, and the thing is this.
You rebel.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like
It's all that POD you're listening to.
right.
The youth of our nation,
Youth
man.
of our nation,
Jeez.
exactly. But that was the thing.
You were corn t-shirt.
We weren't really. The political correctness didn't exist back then, and it was rough, man.
Simpler time.
It was rough.
Simpler times.
Yes.
People could take a joke.
There you go.
Nice.
All right, Don.
All right, my number 5. In high school, I played a lot of sports, exercised a lot.
Lax bro.
Yeah, lax bro. I was a lax bro. I did have shorts with a flower pattern on them.
Wow.
Is there pictures?
I
Please
think I
say
still
yes.
have those shorts.
Yeah, picture.
You still have those shorts.
Pretty sure I still have those.
Next recording session.
Awesome.
Yes.
They're orange. They're orange because of the Broncos.
You're wearing those here.
He's gonna laugh at me. It's gonna be 70. It's gonna be 70 degrees this week in the middle of February.
There you go.
It's gonna be awesome.
Sorry to date this, but anyway. So I did, eating whatever I want to. I told you guys a story on the donut show about how I went to Krispy Kreme when it just opened, and I said I want to buy a dozen, but I want them hot off the press. Can I do that? I did that. So he does it. Who knows what my blood sugar was that night? Probably like 500. But,
Like
yeah,
Craig
just
at the McNichols concert.
Oh, man.
Right. Eating Skittles.
I ate so many Skittles that night. So many.
But yeah, just eating whatever I want to, man. We go to now we do the offensive lineman dinners, and we do spaghetti dinners, and I'd eat like 3 plates of spaghetti. And by the way, all that is sugar.
Wow.
All that is sugar. And I probably did the same thing, but it's like, hey man, you gotta carb load. Like that was the thing, man. Back when you carb load the night before,
Yeah,
you just
carb
load
load.
it up, man.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
all the bread, all the spaghetti you can eat, and I'm like, oh man, if I did that today, I wouldn't be able to move the next day,
Right.
So,
It'd be game over.
and even if I exercise a lot, I still swear I would have that would mess me up so bad. But yeah, man, just eating whatever I wanted to, just being on my own nutrition, 9 million calorie plan a day. Kind of thing. I do miss that. I miss that.
There is a thing called juvenile diabetes.
Yes, there is, but I did not
Right.
have that. I think I exercised so much that I didn't have. But
Well, yeah.
those spaghetti dinner
We were
nights,
more
man,
active back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well.
What
All right, my number 4. I did a lot of stuff in high school. I was a part of a lot of different circles of friends. I had some nerdy friends. I had some jock friends. I was a chameleon, I would say. I blended in a lot of different groups. And I had a lot of different interests that were a part of these different groups. I played rugby. I did a lot of different stuff. And so what my number 4 is the camaraderie of high school.
Oh yeah.
Not just the groups that we're in, but pretty much our entire school. I don't know how it was at other schools, but there was a camaraderie of knowing you were going to that school. A kind of a us versus them type mentality.
Would you say it was a brotherhood?
What's the
a
movie? with
brotherhood?
Al Pacino. Hooah!
Hooah!
Hooah! What's
Yeah.
that? What's that school? Whatever. It doesn't matter.
It was type of a
Scent
brotherhood,
of a
right?
woman.
It
It
was.
was scent of a woman over there.
And
Yeah.
it was pretty cool.
Yeah, we didn't have that at school.
the school. That's true. We did have some women
We did
teachers.
have, right.
you
We
know.
did have females in the form of
Yeah.
teachers.
Like the lunch ladies at the basic training. Anyway,
We had a couple.
couple.
there was.
Anyway,
That's
the
the most
the
popular.
camaraderie that you got
Any
going
point?
there, it was instilled by some of the classes you take, some of the activities that we had to do.
It's true.
Just the camaraderie of going there, but also of the different groups that I was a part of, being a part of a team, being a part of just different groups of. I could go to my friends like Lilo and I could learn something about something else. I could go to my friend Jared and learn something about music. I could go,
Why are you doing pull-ups? Boy,
yes,
this is,
that's
uh,
right.
One-handed pull-ups with your shirt off. Did you have a mullet then?
I did not have a
No,
mullet.
Craig did not. Craig did have
We
spikes
did-
though.
We had a very strict
They were-
dress code. We
and they
could
were-
not have
And they were bleached.
certain types of
They were-
hair. No, you couldn't dye
No,
your hair.
couldn't dye
either.
your hair.
couldn't dye-
Nope.
oh.
Nope.
I did have a little bit of a mustache for a part of it.
Yo, that's right. I remember that.
I did.
Awesome. I was jealous.
Yeah.
Still am jealous of your facial hair.
Because
Yeah,
I read
I
the
know, man.
manual. I
Can't
read the
grow it.
manual. You could not have facial hair, but you could have a finely groomed mustache.
Wow.
And I exploited that just because. It's like, yeah,
Good.
there's my out.
That is awesome.
That's how I'll be different.
That
Was
is
it
great.
the pre-shave mustache, the little thin one?
It was a
before?
little. It was like cantinflas a little.
Oh, okay.
So awesome. I
know what that means.
couldn't even do it. You couldn't
I'll
even grow a mustache.
Dang it. I mean, I still can't grow a mustache. I got nothing.
Right.
I got
Yeah.
nothing.
I
Oh
would
my
walk
God.
past the dean and he would look at me with his little squinty eyes, like, I know you're trying to break the rules on purpose.
Right.
Like, no, it's not past my lip. It's not
Right.
past my lip.
It's finely groomed.
Yeah.
That's the
I
funniest
did it
thing
myself.
ever.
Used a mirror and everything.
Did you use a mustache comb even though you didn't need it?
That might have happened. It wasn't long enough to need a comb. It
But
was
you just
not.
wanted to be cool, man. Look,
Yeah,
hey.
it was not the kind of mustache I can grow now. We'll just say
so
that.
great.
Yeah.
Oh my
man.
gosh.
All right, my number 4 is the camaraderie.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, in a school of 150 guys, or I think it was even less than that. It was like 120 guys.
Our class, yeah.
Our class
was
was 120
The
guys.
school had like 700. We had like 100.
Yeah.
Something like that.
We all knew everybody. Like
That's
every
right.
single one of us knew the other, and we could all like, interchange stories, and
And by the time we got to our senior year, we really knew each other, and it was.
yeah, it was pretty
That's
awesome.
cool.
It was pretty cool. Okay, my number 4 thing, not talking about adult things.
Yeah.
So
man.
I remember just let's see, we were just out of college, and my wife and I were chatting with some of our friends, and the topic of health insurance came up.
Hmm.
And I sat and like as we were talking about insurance and deductibles, and I sat there and I'm like, oh my god, this is it. I'm a grown up. It's happened. I am an adult.
Officially an adult.
I'm talking here with interest about health insurance. And
I'm
it was-
asking questions.
Right, like, oh, do you pay for this? Are you
Yeah.
covered under this? And no. It was awful. Like I think I even called the conversation out to him like, we are all grown ups now, guys. This is happening.
Time to call it in.
Right.
A glass of what, like Pinot Grigio? And
Yeah.
I think we might have
Talking
had
about
some
health
wine.
insurance?
Sipping tea.
Yeah, I think we
Oh,
did have
man.
some wine, and we were having dinner. It was like a dinner party thing, and
Oh, yeah.
it was rough. It was rough.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Whereas the high school, I mean, the most mature thing we talked about was I don't even
You
remember.
gotta pass
now.
your physical. I gotta pass my physical tomorrow. I don't
Right,
know.
like, hey man, did you have that test in Diaz's class?
Did you apply for those student loans that that are gonna be,
Right.
killing your chance to buy a home in 10 years?
Where are you gonna
Right.
apply to college, bro?
Where you going to college, bro?
Yeah.
Or
Or,
you're
like-
only going to Colorado Boulder?
Right.
Wait a minute. I think
Sorry.
you have a different view of our school.
Right. What's going on over there?
Yeah.
Wow, that's
What?
a very mature school.
Yeah, wow.
Wow. The other, I mean,
Yeah,
like the other,
I went to public school.
the other
Me too.
conversations turned into one of the Spanish teachers, which I never had because I didn't take Spanish. Brother Fava and his wrestling action figures.
Wait,
Yes.
What was it?
Don, dude, you
Brother
would've-
Fava?
Brother
Yeah.
Fava, yeah.
He was a brother.
He was a
making
Jesuit
his way
brother,
through,
yes.
yeah, making his way through seminary, teaching Spanish. Everyone called him Bro Fava.
Bro Fava.
He was, and
Was he like an Undertaker man, or was he like Hacksaw Jim Duggan, bro?
if I remember right, I think he was a Hulk Hogan, bro.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, he kind of took it old school. But yeah,
American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, man.
A junkyard dog.
Yeah,
You're right.
yeah.
right.
Earthquake.
So-
What was that tag team? Earthquake and the big dude with bald, like a bald mullet guy. Anyway, never mind. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Who was, all right,
So that was probably the most mature thing. And yeah, granted, even then it was super immature, but whatever.
Hey, that was high school.
Right. I miss talking about just like nothing, essentially. Like just spending an hour or like 30 minutes during like a passing period talking about stupid things.
But that was important to us back then.
It was
you know?
important.
You
Oh
can
my
talk
gosh.
about nothing, but it was important at the
Right.
time.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So there you go. Not talking about
Oh, here
adult
it is.
things.
Wow.
Earthquake and Typhoon, man. What was their tag team
That is a
called?
natural disaster.
Natural disasters. That's what it was. Look at
Yes.
They were in Survivor Series. I think they did really well when you're in Survivor Series. When Survivor Series was good back in the 90s. Anyway,
Is Typhoon Asian?
no, he's
Oh.
not.
Oh.
If his name was Tsunami, then he would have to be
yeah,
Asian
Totally. Yeah.
by default.
Earthquake John Tenta. Anyway. Oh, died at 42.
Oh.
Man, rest in peace.
All right, Berto,
Rest in
you're
peace.
number 5.
4.
4. Wow.
My number 4.
I miss
is-
counting in high school.
Right.
It's okay. Well, my number 4 is summer breaks. You know, summer breaks
yeah.
where you
What
could
is that?
sleep
That's
in.
a good one.
Where I would spend hours and hours playing FIFA on GameCube, where I would actually sometimes, without my mom's permission, I would get on the bus with my friends and we would go to the beach and play some soccer on the beach. Where you know, those times, summer breaks, summer was it.
Just being LA bros.
Not necessarily like that, because we were
Orange County bros all the way.
we were Mexican. That was another. I'm gonna call it a race. That was another race right there. But it was we were a little more thuggish because we were brown.
And you went to the beach to play soccer.
Yeah.
Listening to your POD.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What's
So summer breaks are what I miss the most. So there you go. That's my number 4.
That's
All the
awesome.
summer breaks, Newport Beach, in and out.
So,
In-N-Out Burger.
Mm-hmm.
I
So
went
your,
to-
your favorite thing about high school is not being in high school.
break, man.
That's not what I said.
If we got 2 weeks off in a row now, it'd be like, oh man, I got 2 weeks. What do I do in my life?
Right.
Yeah.
Dang
There'd
it.
be questions.
It would be.
Wait, oh, you lost your job or something.
Right.
I've
Get
got
laid off?
happened. Yeah, exactly. Why do you have 2 weeks off in a row?
I've got like a million weeks of vacation.
Oh,
and
man.
I couldn't use. a
Yeah, there's
whole
no way.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Running lean. All right, so this happened to me. It's funny when I meet people when I'm not in Denver that are from Denver. But they always say they're from Denver, but then they're always like, I went to Green Mountain. I went to, I don't know, Arvada. And I'm like, that's not really Denver.
That's not Denver. That's
I went to Mullen.
Arvada.
I went to Longmont or something. And I'm like, no, I'm from Denver. Where'd
Like,
you go to high school? I went to Thomas Jefferson. I go, oh.
Oh.
Like real Denver.
That's
Right.
Yeah, like
Denver
oh,
bros.
Like, you're from Denver. Oh.
Oh.
And I'm like, oh yeah, what's the problem? Like, what? Anyway, I judge you. I'm just saying you're from Denver, and you're not actually from Denver.
Oh, you went to DPS.
Oh,
yeah,
you're
I
a
was
DPS
a Denver
kid.
public school kid. It's gonna be funny in 5 years when North is like gentrified back to white,
Yeah.
You're right.
and they're like good at cross country. I don't know, what would they be good at?
Cross
Archery,
country.
Cross
archery.
country.
Lacrosse.
Lax. They have a
They would be a
lacrosse
giant
team.
lax bro
Yeah.
team.
Yeah, it'll be
North-
funny.
The North
The-
Viking Lacrosse 5A
No,
champions.
I'll tell you what it is. When their baseball team is good again, like they were in the early 1900s,
That's true, yeah.
it's going to be really funny.
Yeah.
'Cause they're going to have, TJ, they have, they won a couple back-to-back basketball titles in the late 2000s, but their football glory was had during the 80s. They won 81-89, the big school championship. Now they're in 3A. We're looking for a new coach because the last coach ruined the program. But I'm proud to say I did win
Like
3
Rapids.
Denver Public School League titles in a row. Thank you, DPS.
What?
And,
Nice.
so that's an accomplishment in my book. Thank you. And
I know he won't say it about himself.
no,
but I'll say
no,
it.
no.
Don was kind of the man in high school.
No, I wasn't.
So
Really?
he will downplay it, but just let it be known.
Can I say this? Not
This,
with the girls.
his list is going to be. He was the man in high school.
Not with the girls in my particular class. I don't know, for whatever reason they like. Anyway, whatever. So it doesn't matter. I don't agree with that. Although I did. So when I went to Denver Public Schools, they always changed like what you had to do. Like you only had to take 3 years to graduate math. You only had to take 4 credits of English to graduate, which is like 2.5 years or whatever. So or 2 years. So junior year and senior year, man, I'm like coasting because I did all the hard stuff, and I'm not taking AP classes because that was a bad idea. But whatever. So I'm like, all right, what do I got to do to get through the day so I can play sports? Because some people they didn't even show up to class until noon. They didn't play any
Jeez.
sports, and they can coast and get out of there. But I had to. So second half of junior year, my schedule was this. I did jazz band for some reason early in the morning, That was the first class. Then I went to men's choir. Then I went to
Yes.
gym. Then I went to gym. And then I had a teaching assistant. Then lunch. And then I had gym again. And
How
that
did
was
you
it.
end up with 2 gym classes?
No, I took 3 senior year.
What?
Yeah, senior year. First of all, this is
You
genius.
just want
move,
to
by
have
the way.
fun.
Exactly.
Man.
So, and like mixing English, that was the second half of junior year. First half of junior year, I took a bunch of core classes. And anyway, just real quick, senior. By the way, gentlemen, you like ladies. You like ladies in swimsuits. I'm not saying you want to be a lifeguard, but maybe, just maybe, you take a lifeguard class, all right? Think about this. Me and my twin brother, we're like, I don't know, what are we going to do? Let's do lifeguard class. Cool, man. You know who was in the lifeguard class? Me and my bro, 7 girls. 7 girls.
Nice.
In their swimsuits every day. Hey, okay, I'm a 225-pound young man. Who better to practice save if these girls want to be lifeguards? If you could save a 225-pound man, you could save anybody, right? So there was a lot of one-on-one time with these young ladies. Did I get my lifeguard certification? Yes. Did I ever work as a lifeguard? No.
I did do that.
Okay, well, yes. So
Nice.
yes, great. But think about that. Just think about that, young man. You know how to swim. You know how to save. You get a lot of one-on-one time. Make some moves. You don't have to like make. Don't
And you
do
get
it on
credit
all of
for
them.
it. And you get
Exactly.
credit
And you
for it.
get
And it's a
school credit
class,
for it.
And you can swim with girls every day with swimsuit. Anyway, so there you go. Anyway, so
We did not have that option.
it was my schedule.
Yeah, it'd
Tough
be
one.
us trying to save a bunch of other dudes.
Yeah.
CPR on. Okay.
Right,
And it was
no,
cool because
we're
it was my
good.
twin brother. So when I
You'll
did
be
have to
all
do
right.
it, me and my twin brother, whatever, man. It's basically me.
Walk it off.
Twice.
However, our swim team was really good.
So, but I do miss.
Yes.
Well, my point was, my number 4 was jazz band, which was cool. And by the way, I was all over this. Everybody knew me. I knew everybody. Jazz band and then choir. Men's choir was the best. We did convince the teacher to do a Bob Marley song. We wanted to do Kaya, which is about marijuana. But then when she figured out what it was about, she made us change it. So we did 3 Little Birds. And then we did it like in a round. So it was fun though. But I cannot sing, and for the life of me, I don't know why I did men's choir.
Let
It's
me
just
guess,
to
you were a
get
baritone.
it, yes. And for the life of me, I don't know why I did that class and whatever. But our teacher was cool, Miss Pillard, man. Miss Pillard. Shout out to Miss Pillard. Awesome.
Nice.
All right, my number 3. My number 3 has already been said by Lilo. And my number 3, even though we had a lot of work to do in school. We were busy. We had a lot of schoolwork to do, a lot of projects, a lot of things going on. I definitely had time for stuff. And And that's my number 3. Just having time for stuff. Because nowadays my time comes after everybody goes to bed.
Right.
And that's not sustainable for very many days in a row.
No,
Because if you
not at all.
sleep.
You gotta have sleep some days, and that catches up to you by the end of the week. But as a kid, I could fire up the dial-up internet and be on the computer all day. Yeah, and just
You got
do
mail.
nothing. Yeah,
You've
got mail.
You got
Mama,
mail.
use the
You got mail.
phone.
You got
Yeah.
mail.
Right.
You got
Yeah.
mail. Crane Kinkers also.
I'm
when I was a
instant
kid.
messaging, Mom. Get off.
I'm in a chat room, Mom. No, there are no 14-year-old girls in here.
Yes. Just having time for stuff. Like I followed sports a lot in high school.
Man.
I had time to know the stats of Larry Walker in the home run chase in the 90s, in
Yes.
97 when he won his MVP. I knew these things. I knew the stats on top of my head. And I just had time for stuff like that. And now I don't.
No, it's all gone.
It's all gone.
Time's all gone.
Wife and kids and responsibilities.
Right.
You just don't have time
Maybe
for
when
that.
you retired, I saw a profile of a guy who's 80 years old and he plays Battlefield, and he is the man. He's like level 100 in Battlefield.
He's 80 years old.
80 years old, he plays first-person shooters all day long. Battlefield 4.
What?
Yeah, just
Does
think
he
about
think
it.
it's real?
Right.
Does he know
I'm
he's
not sure,
Does
but
he know he's not overseas?
Hey,
He's
man.
the
Right.
exactly.
He is the man, though. He plays like
Wow.
8 hours a day, so maybe, I mean, even though we're in radio and you never retire when you're in radio, maybe one day you'll be retired.
Man.
And you can do that, Craig.
Someday.
Retirement
Just think
goals.
about what Pokemon will be
Wow.
like in 20
Right.
more years.
Oh man.
That's what we think about now. How do we get to the retirement age? And I'll tell you right now, radio?
It's not looking good for us.
Our news director might be 70-something years old.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not sure.
Wow.
Heck of a guy. Heck of a guy, though. Heck of a
Yeah.
guy.
Awesome.
All right, my number 3, having time for stuff.
Having time for things. All right. My number 3. So this is actually really specific for school. So I know a lot of schools do it nowadays, and I think they probably did it back in the day too. But in between first semester and second semester, as we were trying to transition back into school for second semester, we always had things called intersession or mini courses.
Mini courses.
Mini courses. These were cool because they were not related to school at all. Like these were just things that were cool. Like
It was what the teachers wanted to teach for a week.
exactly,
Oh.
exactly
What they were interested in.
right. And I mean, it was really cool stuff. There was like a literature and a movie, which actually became a class.
It did. I took that class.
I did
It
too.
was awesome.
I had Miss Maxfield.
I did too.
Hey, how about that?
All right. Were we in the same class?
I don't remember. I don't think we were. I think that's something that I would remember.
You would think.
Right. But these were always cool. Like I remember specifically one of the mini course classes I took was chess. And
Awesome.
that was when I actually learned how to play chess, and I figured out like how to plan and how to strategize better in chess. But then here comes that whole like no time for stuff. So now that I'm older, I actually played a buddy of mine in some virtual chess, and I could see all the moves for the first time in my life. And I'm like, man, if I could do this in high school, I would be a BA.
You'd be a wizard.
I would.
Yeah.
I would be Bobby Fischer.
Yeah, but you don't
right.
want to do that because the guys that get
That's
in
true.
the highest level of chess always go crazy.
That's true, because they get like really paranoid.
Yeah, they get really paranoid because they take the world of chess and they put that to everything in their lifetime. So they think everybody has like 4 moves ahead. Like, what's this guy thinking? What's this guy thinking? This guy's thinking this. He's planning this move on me.
Yes.
All the like grand wizards of chess. I don't know if that's the word. Grandmasters of chess.
Grand
They
Wizards
all
of Chess.
get-
They're
they
also
all get
clan members.
schizophrenic. They all get schizophrenic
And the chess
because
clan.
they change their mind to think of these, the way the chessboard moves.
Their
and
favorite
it ruins
piece is
their
bishops.
mind. All right, that's funny. But yeah, so there you go, man. Don't be that good at chess. You can play chess.
That's
Don't be
true,
that
but
good
don't
at
be
chess.
that good.
They're always the
Exactly.
white pieces.
They're right there.
Do not endorse this line of thinking.
Oh man.
I do not endorse this line of thinking.
Oh my gosh.
Actually, my mini course, I think it was my senior year. I chose it just because I loved the teacher and was in love. And she taught a course called The Grateful Dead and the Unleavened Bread. And
Is this Miss Ferguson?
it was. Miss So we would go to like bakeries and learn about bread and the history of bread and how it affected different cultures, and we'd go eat bread at different bakeries.
Oh,
And then go to cemeteries and learn about like famous local citizens at like Riverside Cemetery in Denver and learn about the history of people through the cemeteries. And
That's
it
pretty
was-
cool.
It was actually really cool.
This sounds like a really fun class.
That was actually a really awesome class.
Yeah.
I'd learned a lot
the,
from
the
just
Wonder
that week.
Bread factory was weird, right? Like you went there, right? Everybody went there.
I've been there, but it wasn't. We didn't go in that class.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't like.
So yeah, just the opportunity
yeasty.
to kind of like go off script when you're at work, because you can. Like you're always kind of just trapped in your normal workaday stuff, and you don't have a chance to like branch out for like a week and just do something completely ridiculous. Memories.
All right.
Speaking of doing something completely ridiculous, my number 3 is the feeling of being up to no good when even if you weren't. I don't know if you guys had that feeling. I did, because we were supposed to be street smart back in the day in Southern California. We were supposed to always be prepared. There was that influence of
Boy Scouts.
there was always an influence of
Are
course.
you a grandmaster at chess?
No, I was not. No, but
I feel like that's
but-
like Catholic guilt in you, man. Like
You're right.
Well, there
you're
was.
guilty,
Yes,
even
there
if you
was
weren't
back
doing
in the
anything
day.
wrong. Oh, okay.
But and that's why. Well, that had a lot to do with it. But also in the high school I went to, there was quite a strong influence of gangs, and there was fights that would weekly fights, and where
Wow. Weekly fights.
yes, and
Were these
there was
Schedule
a-
fights.
pretty much.
Wow.
It was always during lunchtime. But there was a constant police visit to the high school.
Wow.
And
They just station those. Did they station those at your high school?
No, we didn't have
Uh,
police.
Dev-
We had
DPS got
priests,
We had
and they
priests.
laid Catholic guilt.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
That was their sword and shield.
yeah,
I guess
no,
Regis doesn't either.
yeah,
This was
usually
pre-Columbine, though. Remember that?
Yeah,
That's true.
Columbine happened like right when you guys
It
were
was
leaving,
our senior
right?
year.
It was our senior
so
year.
like 2 weeks before you got done.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dang.
yeah, we were there was always 2 cop cars at our
Really?
cop patrols. Yep.
Wow.
Yep. And
Wow.
so that you had that feeling even if you weren't up to no good that you were up to no good. So even if that involved goofing off in class.
So
but
you were profiled, is what you're saying.
pretty
Right.
much. Yeah, pretty much.
Wow.
So I don't know,
no
for some
good.
reason
Sorry,
I
buddy.
sound like somewhat masochist, but I miss that feeling. I don't know.
Was Edward James almost your teacher?
He was, was his name Mr. Escalante? No, he wasn't. No.
Calculus. Calculus.
No, that was not him.
Okay. Michelle Pfeiffer? Was she?
Oh,
No.
man.
Coolio wasn't in any of your classes?
Michelle Pfeiffer's in that song Uptown Funk, man.
Is she really?
Yeah,
He
she's got a
mentions
voice.
her, yeah.
Wait.
Oh.
Michelle Pfeiffer. Why is that?
Oh.
Anyway, that song sounds like every song, though. Every funk song. You know what I'm saying? Never mind. Whatever. So I like the song, but it sounds like every funk song that ever existed mixed into one song.
Do you know Bruno Mars is half Filipino?
I love Bruno Mars. He's related to Manny Pacquiao. I heard that.
There you go.
That was a joke. That's my joke. That's my.
We're
that's
probably
my
related in
Filipino-
some way.
That's my Filipino joke. Thank you. What? They're all related to
We're all
Genghis
related,
Khan,
yeah, it's-
whatever. So
And we're all probably related through our Spanish blood anyway.
There you go.
Right,
Hey,
exactly.
I'm Spanish Jewish. It's not a joke. People, I'm not
Spanish
making fun
Jew.
of Jewish people.
Yeah,
They're making fun of me.
Spanish Jew.
Why are you judging me, man? Why are you judging me? All right, so I told you guys my schedule, like senior year and stuff. Although I did get a rest when it was game days, because the teacher of most of my gym classes, his name is Gilman. He was the baseball coach. He's like, game day, you don't have to participate. You just stretch and walk around,
Nice.
keep the blood flow. But gym class, it's cliche, but maybe I was a gym class hero. And
God.
we lost Lilo. There. I did win MVP of the gym. I sound like Al Bundy right now, but I did win MVP of gym class 3 semesters in a row.
You can admit
What?
it. I admitted to doing pull-ups at the Starbucks. You can admit it.
Look, hey man, I was good. Like, what do you want? And I discovered it. And I'm pretty sure that I have the clutch gene. It's just on the championship days of like when we would do volleyball, or when we did soccer, indoor soccer, ping pong. I just won, man. My team just always won.
All you did was win.
All he does is win.
And I love Jim so much, man. I love Jim so much. And I got all the people like invested. They'll be like, come on, man, let's do this. We're going to win. Our team, like, I was just trying to be a leader, man. Because, like, some people, they have a really big problem with Jim because either uncoordinated or I just try to include everybody. Dodgeball, we had some good fights. That was always fun.
I hated dodgeball.
I
Dodgeball was the worst.
I couldn't dodge very well, but I could throw.
That's
I could
exactly
throw
why
hard.
it sucked.
I could throw hard, though. So, but just
I could see you doing that.
gym class, man, it was the best. And I would run downstairs to put my clothes on, my gym clothes on.
Dodgeball, bro.
And by the way, I would have my gym clothes on for like 2 hours because I would have back-to-back gym classes. So it'd be so much fun. I didn't have to change in between. Although I would have to take a shower, and I would do that really quickly. I hated that because they didn't have any separate stalls or anything. But I did take showers
Public schools.
at my school. And, whatever, who cares? I don't know. Some people wouldn't do that. I didn't care. I was just like, I'm freaking sweaty from running around for 2 hours.
For being a gym class hero.
Exactly.
That's right.
Right, dude.
Gym class for us was a little different because it was all dudes, so it was very competitive.
Yeah, there was a lot of testosterone.
There was.
A lot of
It boiled over.
My favorite part was jogging because the girls would jog, and I would But my favorite part was winning, so whatever. So
Right.
there you go, man. Gym class.
I think I broke
your
a
number
dude's
2?
foot in gym class once. I was going for a rebound in basketball. Smashed a kid's foot. I saw
like-
him like hobbling off. I'm like, that's right.
I did like blocking people's shots. I try to like block shots all the time, and I did Matumbo way. I did that a million times to people.
Awesome.
People got mad at me for that. I almost got in a fight with this one guy, Jay. I almost got in a fight with him for that one.
Was his last name Spivey?
No,
Okay,
his,
never
name
mind.
was, his name was Jay Irwin. and we call him the Chubbs or fat kid. Or
Go.
whatever.
Aww.
But he pushed me. I'm like, what is wrong, man? You got to get the shot up in the right way. He's like, cool, man. It's cool, man. Look, take a shot, man. We don't have to do layups. You can shoot. Anyway, whatever. So he was on my team for dodgeball when we won, though. So there you go.
All right.
And I hope he's alive. I don't know. I haven't heard from that guy. He's definitely not on Twitter. That guy is definitely not on Twitter.
You looked them up?
Rest in peace, man. Rest in
Man, I
peace.
mean, I just thought of it like, look, hey, man, is he alive? I don't know.
To say sorry or what?
No, just
Sorry
see if he's
for-
alive. Just see if he's
Right.
alive.
For
man.
almost
I don't
fighting
know. never
you?
look
Sorry
on
for
Facebook
wagging my
to see
finger
if
at your
people are alive.
stupid shots.
If you're like, I don't know, if you ever go back in your yearbook, is this person still alive? Let's look on Facebook. I don't know, maybe. What? Nobody else does this? Nobody else does.
Not to see if people are alive.
I know. I don't worry if they're alive or not.
I guess maybe we should nowadays, but
Right.
all right.
Tomorrow is not guaranteed. Do
That is true.
That is actually quite true.
you think maybe it's just a phenomenon as we get older?
Do you read the obituaries yet?
Right.
The problem with the obituaries is that they're right next to what are they? Oh, the opinion page. So
Yeah,
it's just
they're
right there.
different,
It's just
yeah.
right there. And by the way, I know I'm old because I read the editorial page, and then I get angry about some things. I'm like, what are you
Wow.
talking about?
No, not you.
Right.
Oh, you sit?
You never get opinionated about things.
No, not at all. I just look, man. And by the way, I like to argue. I don't know if you guys know that.
Really?
We're making strides here.
But I
Right.
do.
Episode
I do-
28.
I do listen to other people's arguments. I just dismiss them very easily.
Yeah, that
Right.
But I do listen. Thank you. And I changed my mind, by the way, because I tell you right now, I would have never voted for Bernie Sanders 10 years ago. But anyway,
Okay.
I just I said too much.
My number 2.
Wow.
Gym class hero.
Oh,
Mine is kind of along the same lines. My number 2, when I started high school, I was a little guy. I was not 5 feet yet.
Mm-hmm. How many pull-ups could you do when you started high school?
None.
Ah.
Zero. Well, actually, my brother and I, we went to middle school together. Well, it was kind of middle school. He was older, but we played on the basketball team for our school, and he was really, really good when I was in 8th grade, and I was the only other somewhat okay player. My brother averaged 30 plus points a game,
Dang.
Wow.
and I
Wow.
averaged 5, and that was the second leading
When you
scorer.
pass the ball to
When he let you shoot.
Yeah, I hit a couple 3-pointers a game, set picks, that was it.
nice.
So anyway, I was okay, I guess. I was less than 5 feet tall. But you can see in my school pictures, if you look at my freshman, sophomore, junior, senior pictures, my sophomore to junior year, I grew a lot. I grew a very lot.
You had
Like-
pretty good hair, a head of hair then, didn't you?
I
too?
did.
You had the,
Yeah.
Like it was long and you poofed it up. And
It was great.
had a somewhat bowl cut.
Kinda.
Yeah,
Okay.
kind of.
That was the
first
style.
year.
That
in
was
Colorado,
like freshman,
sir.
sophomore year. I got
Yeah.
more with it junior year.
Right.
But you can see my sophomore year, my neck in my picture is like really skinny. In my junior year, it got real big.
Rugby. That's rugby.
I
neck.
started working out. I
Roughneck.
grew a bunch. I got into really good shape, and that's what my number 2 is: being in really good shape.
Yeah.
I was not afraid to show it. I was not afraid to do pull-ups in the parking lot.
Especially in front of Starbucks.
I was on the spirit team for senior year
Oh,
in
that's
high school.
right.
Were you a
So-
cheerleader?
The
No, we didn't
rowdies.
have cheerleaders.
We had
It was-
rowdies.
Spirit team was something different.
A male cheerleader?
No, there was no cheerleader. You had to be spirit team as a freshman. You wanted to be spirit team.
Oh,
And
okay.
you only could be as a
Is
senior.
that like front?
You
row
had to be
seats or something?
nominated. You had to be nominated by a teacher to be spirit team.
What are the perks of spirit team?
You had to go through an application process and be.
You run around and you
Yes.
get everyone hyped.
You got everyone hyped. You did push-ups for touchdowns.
So-
You were the face of the football team.
Yes.
It wasn't cheerleading.
And all the St. Mary's girls would watch you as the
All the St.
We just
Mary's
rolled
girls,
up
yes,
some-
in the
Yes.
front row, they
That's
would
right.
check out the spirit team. And
I was never cool enough to be on Spirit.
We all wore our wife beaters and did push-ups on the
I
sidelines
think
for
you
scores.
were too cool to be on spirit team, Lilo.
No, I
That's
was
how
too nerdy to be on Spirit Team. Let's be real
I'm
here,
just trying to help
guys.
you out, man.
Good
trying to raise your confidence.
Thanks, man.
level.
Appreciate
You're
it.
welcome.
looking out.
we had different circles a little bit, me
Right.
and Lilo.
right.
When I wanted to jock out, I would be I would go do
cheerleader.
spirit team stuff.
Right. When I wanted to jock out, I didn't.
Did you guys did Spirit Team make the giant posters that the football team would run through?
No, that didn't.
No. You guys did you guys do pyramids though?
I don't know if. Yeah, I think we did do
I think you
pyramid.
did pyramids,
I think we did. And we had a mascot. You could.
Oh yeah, that's right.
We had a Tasmanian
Tasmanian
devil for some
devil.
reason.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which I don't know how that
I
applied
don't know
to
why. I
Raiders,
think it was on
but-
sale or something.
Yeah.
Do you have team pictures of the
That's
Spirit Team?
We were on the front cover of the yearbook.
Yeah,
Not
man.
Oh!
Yeah, man.
Will you please bring it in next recording?
Flexing.
Please,
Just
please,
flexing.
Please bring it. I want to see Craig's
I need
cheerleader
to find our
pictures.
yearbooks.
In fact, actually, my senior year, we won state champions, and we won state in rugby.
No,
And I was looking back through the
that
pictures.
makes it better.
Everybody had their jerseys on in the
jeez.
pictures afterward. I didn't have a jersey. I had no shirt on. It was first to come off. I don't know why. I missed.
No, wait. The what's her face? '99 World Cup. That was after. That was
Yeah.
after you guys.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
I miss being in shape
Michelle,
like
Julie Foudy. No.
Yeah, Julie
Yeah,
Foudy.
Julie
Julie Foudy.
Yep.
All right. Maybe she got that from you, Craig. We don't
She
know.
might have,
Maybe.
Yeah.
Be like Craig.
It was a cheerleader.
Win state, take your shirt off. Spirit team, all right? Spirit
Hey,
team.
no.
Spirit team.
Call it whatever
Now it
you
makes me want to I want
Call
to
it
see what
whatever you
Spirit
want.
team looks like now at
Probably
Regents.
crazy, yeah.
It probably is
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
They should-
And we
you
did
know
the
how, like,
rowdies thing too.
Yeah.
You know how
the
they have
Rowdies,
like
too.
that, like the dad and the son take the same picture every once a year for 40 years. You guys should do that for Spirit Team or
Spirit team
rugby.
was cool, man. You
Take
didn't
your
even
shirts
know.
off and. I don't know. I'm not cool enough to know. Sorry.
Yeah, I had my baggy jeans, my wife beater, and my pager on the side.
Yo, that's right.
Wow.
Did you wear Jenko? You probably weren't allowed.
Gangsta.
No, we
Yeah,
couldn't
you can wear
Jinkos.
Jinkos.
Dang it.
They have to be nice khakis.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. Khakis and polos.
Khakis and polos, man.
I'm sorry. Oh man.
You guys don't know.
Yeah.
No, I couldn't know.
Male
No.
I couldn't
cheerleaders
know.
pull
That-
all the best tail.
That
Craig
would've
was
been-
a Spirit team bro.
What?
Yeah,
Spirit team
that would
bro.
have been bad news at Magnolia High School.
Hey,
Mm.
St. Mary's girls knew where to go.
That would have
That's-
meant,
they
that would've meant
did
something
too.
totally different at
They did
Magnolia
too.
High School.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
All right, that's my
we
number
had one
two.
Spirit Team
Nice.
member. He was the mascot, and I think he is whatever. He has a lot of spirit.
I did
And,
dress up as the mascot a couple
Oh,
times.
well,
And
Nice.
It was really hot in that suit and really sweaty and stinky.
No thanks.
It wasn't fun.
I'm good
I'd
on
rather
that.
be not in the mascot.
The mascot culture. What's that show? Is it on Hulu or Yahoo or something? Anyway, the guys who did the mascot brotherhood. It's a thing, man.
Yeah,
I was not in it. I did it a couple times, but I didn't like it.
I can't say that I know him. My wife is friends with the guy that was Dinger. Yeah.
And he quit because he's like, this is horrible.
Nope.
like,
now
I'm a
he
purple
coordinates where
dinosaur.
Dinger goes.
Oh,
I see
Yep.
that van. Sometimes I think about running it off the road. Did I just say that out loud?
Brady, if you're listening, I'm sorry.
I just wish. I mean, I'm sure if he changed it to like a tree, like the Stanford Cardinal, like or something to do with the Rockies, not a horrible purple dinosaur named
yeah, I don't
Barney
get
that little
I
kids
don't
like.
get that one.
Yeah, the
Or why don't we
Dinger
just
was
do what
kind
the
of
Rapids do and
strange.
get like 5 different mascots
No, that was a bad idea.
Yeah,
And
that was
then-
bad too.
and just have one good one, and then we could just eliminate the bad. Whatever.
We should just have Rocky.
Rocky should be like the
Yeah.
Colorado mascot
Yeah,
for
it
everything.
should be.
Because Rocky is awesome. So all right,
You're number 2, Lilo.
my number
Sorry.
two is plain and simple. No bills.
Okay.
I had no bills growing
no
up in high
bills.
school.
No debt.
Right. Well, I was like, nope, no bills.
Yeah.
I had a job. I had no bills, and I have no idea where all that money went.
Mm.
Oh, I know where it went. PlayStation.
Oh,
PlayStation.
PlayStation.
Yep,
Yeah.
PlayStation. Freaking PlayStation.
Yeah.
Shut up and take my money.
I had to pay my car insurance
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I didn't. I
And
had
gas.
a car.
You had a car?
and gas. Yeah.
Yeah.
Car insurance and gas.
Yeah. I think I had to pay for gas too.
Yeah.
There's a lot of dinners.
Gas, food.
But I charged the
food.
kids I drove. I
Oh, nice.
carpooled kids and I charged them. So
I like that.
yeah.
I remember
$1 away,
my
man.
dad was like, insurance or cell phone, you pay for it. I'm like, all right. And then he paid for it, and then he took my tax returns, and I'm like, hey man. He's like, you said you
Aw.
paid. I'm like, whatever. You
And
can have it.
I think I paid for my pager too.
Nice.
Yeah.
Baller.
Yeah.
Pay money off of those
Only drug
kids.
dealers and doctors at Pages.
Carpool.
For those of you that don't know, pagers were little devices that you wore on your hip that
Right.
were only numeric messages.
Only could receive numeric messages, so you had to have a special code.
Yes.
It's
If it was an
weird.
emergency, you put 911 after your
911,
phone number.
Right.
It's weird that doctors still have pagers. Like, why don't they just have cell phones and text messages?
That's true. It
They
is
still
kind
have
of
pagers.
an odd
You
situation.
can't get away from it.
So there you go. No bills.
Wow. Well, my number 2 is so as a diverse community that I grew up in,
Gangland.
gangland pretty much.
And a crime.
Not as much as the L.A. County. That was dangerous for us. But coming from my culture,
Yeah.
of course, I said it. I haven't said it in a couple episodes.
Drink.
Soccer
Living in-
is very important
Whenever
in our families, in our cultures, in what the activities we do. Or the Orange County League was maybe between second and third. We will bounce up and down from the competitive of being competitive in all of California. So being a part of the soccer team and trying really hard to make the team first. You weren't guaranteed a spot if you made the team on last year. You had to try really, really hard. But all those guys, they were part of the group that used to goof off in class, where you used to learn the tricks of messing with the teachers and everything. And even on the field, that's where you learned what we call in Spanish el colmillo, which is like literal translation is called the fang, but that's where you got the experience, where if some guy is stepping on you, like literally stepping on you with their cleats, you knew how to retaliate without the ref seeing you. That's an example. And getting back at them, there was that competitive spirit was there against the other schools. That's the only place where the school actually had spirit. That's where you would actually want to represent your high school.
Well, you probably should have had a spirit team.
Jeez.
Right.
We
Craig
had
would have solved
cheerleaders.
that.
We had cheerleaders.
Nah.
They were girls, but that's where. So soccer is my number 2, and what I miss the most because soccer is very important in my life. So there you go. That's my number 2.
All right.
Very good number
Hey,
2, Caberto.
That wouldn't
you.
be the first time opposing school has cheered that they had girls
Yep.
against our school.
Yep.
It happened every game.
Every game.
Oh.
You guys
I think it was
have
every
girls now.
game.
You guys have girls now, so
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think
okay.
that.
No,
I
we
don't
don't.
think that cheerleader.
You
I
do.
don't think that cheer is legit anymore.
No, it is.
I don't get that. Well,
Don, you're number 2.
Things changed, Craig. They're winning gold medals on the girls' side. What's happening on the boys' side?
St. Mary's? I don't know what you're talking about.
Regis girls division. All right, so high school. Sometimes in high school,
gosh.
you are becoming an adult. You're not an adult yet. Sometimes you have an adult body, a giant man, like me,
What?
6'4" and 3/4, 225 pounds when I was
How
a
old
junior.
is this, Don? Oh, junior. Okay.
you're not a girl. You're not yet a woman.
No, still coming into my own. But you were learning how to use your tools. Your smarts.
Excuse me?
Your smarts. Your
Okay.
you become. Adult situations happen. when
Real
you-
life situations.
when you were in high
Real
school.
life
all right? You
situations.
come in. You're starting. And by the way, I have a buddy who works at my old high school. My very first teacher, my very first class, freshman year. Her name is Colbath. She still works there. She still has a mushroom haircut. It's silver now. She's a silver fox, girl fox. And
What?
so anyway, I don't know.
What?
That was just my very first class, and I remember she didn't like me very much, but whatever. I still got good grades in Colbath's class. But there's like firsts of a lot of things. First car, first girlfriend, first first time at the sushi buffet, which is I lived without that.
Bunch of kids.
Exactly. First time maybe having an adult beverage. First time getting in adult situations.
That's what I'm talking about.
Exactly. And stuff like that. And it's just the firsts, because usually most of my firsts were in high school, and it brings a bit of that time, like, you have a lot of time to kill. You have a lot of experiences that you haven't had before. And it's just firsts, man. First. Just bring it back to being young and First time I did stuff, and maybe. Although when I was a freshman, a girl that I've known since I was 8 years old, she got pregnant, and I'm like, oh, you're 14.
Oh,
and
no.
you got pregnant. Which, by the way, her kid would be older now than she was. I'm not. Whatever. So I hope she's not pregnant. And anyway, so yeah, I just remember like, oh, you're pregnant. Oh, you're 14. Oh, wait a minute. No. So anyway.
Wow.
But she had 2 kids by the time
Wow.
high school was over, too, by the way. So I'm like, dang, man.
Holy cow.
I don't even have a kid yet. Her kid is older than me almost. And anyway, so first of everything.
That's awkward.
It's just like you're put in these positions, and you get a lot of firsts. The first game, your first score, first lacrosse goal, first whatever. Just everything, man. You grow up a lot, and you get all these experiences, and that's one of the things I miss about high school.
All right.
First time that your friend's girlfriend rats you out and gets you suspended from school. A lot of firsts.
Wow.
Because she was scared for me. I'm not scared. Anyway, thank you.
I ain't scared.
All right.
We won't end that story.
My honorable mentions. I miss I can't remember whose class it was. It might have been Mr. Premix. I can't remember. Doing the demerit game. We used to carry.
The
we used to-
demerit game was awesome.
We used to have to carry around demerit cards in our wallet. They had to be with us at all times. If they weren't, you would be in trouble.
You would get demerits for not having a
Yes,
demerit card.
exactly.
They
So
can't penalize you if you don't.
there was
have
like
it,
16
they
different.
could.
There was like a code on the back, a system of what'd you get the demerit for, and on the back side they would write it in the little box, the number code of what you got it for, and then they would sign it. I didn't get many demerits. In fact, I think my freshman year I got like 7. I got jug once.
Nice.
Jug, justice under God.
It's
You
a-
got penalized, punished, like detention.
Yeah, it's a
After
manual
school,
labor.
Yeah,
Manual
if you
labor
got
punishment.
5 demerits, you would have a jug. And they would name your name after school on the announcements. The following people report to dean's office
You
for
were
jug.
judged.
For jug.
Yeah,
Wow.
and you'd have to
Yep.
like wash the boards or vacuum or something. But in one class, if you were messing up, if you were acting out, you would have a chance to redeem yourself.
Yes.
At the end of class, you could stand at the end of the back of the room with a dry erase marker, and you could try and attempt to throw this marker onto the tray of the chalkboard. And if it stuck the landing, you would have no demerit, and you could leave class. But if you missed, you got 2 demerits.
Double or nothing.
Double or
rules.
nothing demerits. And Mr. Premix, I think it was Premix or
It was
Schieber Howard's,
Premix.
one of those.
I want to say maybe it was actually Schieber.
It might have been Mr. Schieber Howard's class.
Premix
Anyway.
was too. Premix was too.
It was theology. He may not have done that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
He was a theology teacher.
Yeah.
I don't think he would have done that.
So anyway, I only tried it, I think, once, and it hit the front lip, it hit the chalkboard, it hit the tray, bounced around, and out.
Oh.
But I got 2 demerits for it.
Sorry.
Yeah, that was fun. Also, what else did I have on there? I had one more that I thought of, but I can't remember. So anyway, my number one. My number one is actually I haven't been. It's been a long time since we were in school. We said what? What is that? 16 years?
16.
16 years since we graduated.
Yep. 17 now.
17 now.
Jeez.
I can't even do math. It's been so long.
God.
And
Advanced
so-
math help none at all.
The number one thing I miss about high school is actually being in class.
Huh.
I enjoyed being in class, studying, learning new things, and I haven't had that experience in a while since college. So, I mean, it's been a little shorter, but
Right.
being in class, learning things, doing that kind of stuff, you don't have to worry about making money. You don't have to worry about anything else. Just you're there to learn.
Yes. No, I can get behind that.
And my number one, being in class.
Nice. I actually don't have any honorable mentions. I couldn't think of anything that should have made the list but didn't for whatever reason.
Oh, yes, I know what my number one or my honorable mention was.
Oh.
I forgot to write it down. I'm sorry. I don't mean to
No,
interrupt.
go for it.
I got introduced to the game of rugby in high school. I don't think I'd ever heard about it before because in my culture we didn't have that.
What culture is that, Craig?
Same one yours.
Yeah.
And I got introduced to the game of rugby and I liked to play it. It was fun. I played it in college and now I can't play it anymore because I have jacked up knees. But
Aw.
it was fun. Yes.
Oh man. All right. So then my my number one then, since I don't have any honorable mentions, my number one is kind of sentimental for me. So this was kind of like the mark of freedom, but then it was also the mark of head-on collisions with trees, I guess. Anyway, my number one thing that reminds me of high school will always be my 1984 Ford Thunderbird. I had a car my senior year. It was a big white beast of a vehicle. It was made out of steel.
American
It was
steel.
American steel, made in Detroit. And the thing was awesome. Like it was huge. It was literally a boat, and people called it the grocery getter. I tended to call it the shaggin' wagon. Not like anything happened in there, but whatever.
You could hope.
I like to pretend that stuff happened in there. And
Thanks, Austin Powers.
yeah, you got it, man. And then and I had that thing up through college, and then in 2000 I was driving home from work, and I was dead tired and fell asleep at the wheel and hit a tree head on. Killed my car. Survived the accident. Got my cool Harry Potter scar on my forehead, but
I remember that car. It was a nice car.
it was a nice car, man.
Oh man, first car.
84 Ford Thunderbird. I'll never forget you.
I remember all the cars that we had, actually. I
Yeah.
remember everybody's car that they had in high school. It was funny.
So there you go.
That's gonna be a tough one to follow.
84 Grand Wagoneer.
Yeah,
Rest in peace.
I had to walk to school.
Oh,
My honorable
in the
mention
hood.
in the hood.
hood.
You had 1 horsepower.
Chevrolet legs.
Yeah, several legs. There you go.
Suete.
Yeah, we used to have a thing called my Dodge patas. Dodge, my Dodge
Oh, no.
patas. But it's like my 2 leg, my 2 feet. All right. Well,
That's clever.
my honorable mention is Miss Cook's tramp stamp in summer school.
What?
Yes, sir. 25-year-old Miss Cook.
Ooh.
Oh my
Man, I
God.
didn't have any hot teachers.
Oh my
Oh.
God. And she wore yoga pants. Before yoga pants were,
What?
yes, we could see
What
it.
was she thinking?
We could see the outlines of things. Now let me tell you that. Oh my God. Okay, well that's my honorable mention.
Like, you know
Speaking
how
of first
Windows,
adult experiences.
Yes, really.
Oh
you know
man.
how Windows 10 has like you can make the tiles big.
Yeah.
So in Kiberto Spank Bank, this has like a giant tile
Of Miss Cook.
Of
You
Miss
cannot miss
Cook.
it. Like, oh
Miss
man,
Melissa Cook.
That one is
I-
pinned
I-
to the
this
homepage.
is the biggest bookmark I have.
I've searched her before, but hold on.
See if
But-
she was dead. I know.
But
exactly.
my brother, actually, my younger brother, who is 5 years younger than me, he actually had her for a class in when he was a senior in high school,
Shout
I
out
think.
to Erwin.
And she actually
USA
got
fan.
married, and her last name is now maybe Mrs. Honeycutt. So
Aw.
Mrs. Melissa Honeycutt.
Wah, wah, wah.
That's too bad.
That's like
Yeah.
what's that movie?
MASH.
Matilda.
Matilda,
yeah,
yeah, it was Miss Honeycutt. Or Miss
Was it?
Miss
I was
Honey.
thinking of Honeycutt
Honey.
from
Miss Honey.
from
Miss Honey.
MASH.
It was Miss
Yeah,
Honey.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That too, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
But
was Miss Honey.
Miss Cook. Oh boy. Anyway,
Shout out
my
to
number
Matilda.
one.
Hey, we all had teacher crushes.
Oh,
It's
That's
okay.
true.
Oh
I didn't.
man.
I told you,
have-
Miss
dude, I did not
Ferguson.
have
Right,
any-
Ferguson.
I did not have any teacher. I did not. There was none.
Let me tell you something.
Miss Pillard, by the way, I said Miss Pillard earlier. She was like 52 years old. I love Miss Pillard. Not like that, but
Let me tell you something.
go ahead.
2002, when in Orange
good
County
year.
School
A
District,
great year.
Orange County School District was still very poor. They still had chalkboards. When she dropped the chalk, oh my God.
Everyone was like, I dropped the
Oh my
chalk.
God.
Right?
Slow clap in the classroom.
Yes, yes. Let me tell you, and this was summer school. This was summer school.
The folder.
And
in
we
the
did not
bookmarks
complain
bar.
about that year's
Right.
summer
Spank
school.
bank.
We wanted to go to class.
Oh, I bet.
Wow.
Oh, anyway, okay.
Wow.
But my number one. My number one
They
is
knew what they were doing there, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
yes, they did, or she did at least.
Yeah, no kidding, man. Jeez.
My number one,
This is Honeycutt.
Mrs. Honeycutt. I'd like to think of her as Miss Cook. She will all forever be Miss Cook. And my number one is, like you mentioned earlier, Craig, the camaraderie and the friendships that I had with my group of friends. Maybe it wasn't school wide. I wish it could have been like your guys' school, but we were close. We had each other's backs because one of the reasons was security. The other reasons was because we had things in common and we learned from each other, and That's where we learned, what we would try to look forward to in the future. I still am friends with some of them till this day.
Me too.
Yeah.
Hey,
so,
likewise.
There you go. So so the friendships during my high school years is what I do miss the most.
When you had a lot of time to kill.
That's
Yes.
right.
Miss
And Mrs. Honeycutt was right.
Miss Cook.
Honorable mention. I was somewhat a bad kid, and like I said, I was in a grown man's body. Maybe I didn't look 21 or whatever, but it was up to me usually. And by the way, the girls in my class did like me when I would buy alcohol for them because I figured out a way to get. Anyway, so I had a couple of hookups. One was a guy that I went to Boy Scouts with, and it was his brother worked at the local liquor store.
Oh. Hookups for the okay. Hookups for the liquor store.
Liquor
Because you're like,
hookups.
I had a couple of hookups. One was a dude from Boy Scouts, and I was like,
Exactly.
No, that
Wait,
wasn't,
what?
that wasn't allowed when I was a Boy Scout. Don't ask, don't tell.
That you know.
right.
No, I didn't see any, but
It's cool, man.
So hold on, let me get to my story. Honorable mention: buying alcohol successfully, which was always like a caper. And by the way,
They know.
no, I know.
Come on, they know.
I know they know. It's the other
Oh,
people.
yeah.
No, the guy. Well, the guy in the store. Yeah, it was his brother, and we'd been in Boy Scouts forever, and he always hooked me up. It was just weird when other people were there.
Yeah.
Right.
And a quick story about that one. So first, we had this guy. He was an alcoholic at Applebee's. His name was Dickie, and he'd buy me whatever I want. He'd buy a box of whatever you want, like anything. Anyway, so we just give him like $10 extra. Boom, he would come out with like 2 boxes, go back to Applebee's and drink until he forgets. And by the way, I did have a friend. I did have a friend who blacked out during the Super Bowl.
Wow.
It was a tough day. So that was Dickie, and then I realized, oh wait, I know the guy that works at the liquor store. That's my friend's brother. So I was like, I don't even need Dickie anymore. I'm gonna save money. So then I would just go there, and sometimes we go twice a night. We got greedy, although we never got in trouble. One time a cop passed right in front of the door, and I almost pooped my pants. But I was also in the parking lot by the Ace in Tamarack Square, in front of the Ace Hardware, and I remember vividly listing off. We were going to a party. I listed off like 10 things everybody wanted. I did it right in front of my classmate and her mom. Right in front, I didn't even realize. I just saw somebody park the car and get out, and I'm like, "So you want blah 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 blah," and then they were like staring at me, and I'm like, "Who?" And I'm like, "Oh,
Oh man.
Oh, sorry.
it's
Busted.
Rebecca and her mom, and I'm good friends with her brother. By the way, her brother, Rebecca's brother, first guy to smoke marijuana with me. He got me high for the first time. So you know what? I don't like those judging eyes. Anyway,
Rebecca's mom.
and then
Right.
Get off me.
And then it turned. Miss
off her back.
Joseph was a
Check your
very nice
son's-
lady. Miss
check your
Joseph
son's
was a very
bedroom.
nice lady.
Right.
Miss Joseph was a very nice lady. So I kind of felt bad, but what are you gonna do? And by the way, Highlands to me, it's not Highlands.
No, it's the north side,
dude.
man.
Yeah, dude. I would be scary driving there to buy alcohol from a lady who didn't speak English, and I saw kids that are younger than me going into that liquor store, buying whatever they want, and she got shut down in the summer of 2001. But I used that. Man, that lady she didn't even ask. She didn't even look. She's just like, I'm pretty sure she didn't pay taxes.
Business is business.
Yeah, dude,
Right.
She just took it out.
Paying me, I'll
Any
take your money.
So that was my.
Yep. Any money's good
That's my
money.
honorable mention. Corrupting middle school not middle school, high school teenagers. Although really, they asked me a million times. I did it. I'm not selling them drugs, although alcohol might be worse, allegedly. But my number one, and I'm gonna get Al Bundy on it because really, like, there's a point, and it's not just making fun of it. It's team sports, man. It's team sports. You learn more about yourself, and you gain these lasting friendships when you play a team sport, especially football, because you depend on these 11 other people, and in lacrosse it's the same thing, 10 other people. You're on the field, and you have your goal. You want to win. You want to do something. And by the way, only one team leaves at the end of the season happy. Everybody else, your last game is a loss. So you have to take the lesson in losing too. You have to take that and you say, well, we try hard. What you try hard, what you can do. And you take that, and you'll be successful, and that's why it works out. That's why capitalism works, because it comes from stuff like this. But the discipline, the camaraderie, and I'll tell you one quick story that I got from team sports is when I went to the military. what do you have to do in basic training? All you do is exercise, man. All you do is exercise, listen to train, and listen to class. And the first couple times you would exercise when they would really get you, it wasn't any worse than what I got in football practice. And, I played with Division I athletes. And, man, I just remember in basic training, people crying for their moms. And we're doing like crunches, like little crunches. Like, yeah, and I'm like put your knees up and do crunches. And oh my God. I'm like,
you
this
knew
is
going
nothing.
in. Yeah,
This
right.
is nothing.
Yeah, you knew.
And so basic training wasn't that hard, at least for the exercise part for me, because, and they try to break you mentally there and build you back up. But I learned that from team sports. It makes working with all different groups of people a lot easier. Sometimes you argue and, whatever. You can be hard-headed, but when you have a task and you do these kinds of things, you get it done a lot easier. And it's just the lessons you learn in life, win or lose. Team sports, man, that's the thing. And I would say even if you don't want your son to have brain damage and CTE, maybe baseball, maybe lacrosse. Lacrosse, you still get the helmets. Technology has come a long way, but
go for tennis
or soccer or something, man. It's the team sports. It's
Go for golf.
The friendships that you gain.
Oh wait,
and
that's not really a team sport.
Look, I watched the Columbine mom's, Klebold's mom interview, and she's explaining for her son. I'm like, well, this guy didn't like sports is a way to get exercise. It's a way, and we were talking about this with Caberto. About, how do we get these kids that have ADD, get their energy out? You just take them, run them a lap, or do something. They say that exercise relaxes your mind. It makes you think clearer.
On the treadmill.
And the more your physical exertion will help with your mental exertion. And you just think about it. So it's like this in sports. There's many lessons that can be learned. It's not all about winning. It's about losing. It's about trying your best. It's about friendship and every lesson you can get, and I miss it that more than anything. And that's it, man. I love team sports, and I wish I could coach team sports, but I'm busy with other adventures in my life right now. So, but I would love to go back to doing that and yelling at kids to get their act together, because it was taught by Joel Sargents, and actually one of my lacrosse coach, I didn't know he was a major in the Army for the same job that I did, and I met him in basic training. He was actually there walking by, and I'm like, Coach Peterson, what are you doing here? And he's like, Apodaca, what are you doing
get
here?
Right.
Get down and give me a 50.
He was there to train for something, and actually got out, and that was the best day of basic training because I got to leave and I got to sit down at lunch and have a real meal with no people yelling at me with my old high school lacrosse coach. And it was the
Nice.
most fortuitous thing ever. And then when I came back, they're like, what did you eat? And I'm like, nothing. And then they made me do some corrective exercise because they're just messing with me. But yeah,
what a major downer.
No, but it was the best day of my life because it was the greatest lunch I got out of basic training for like the whole hour I did. So anyway, but yeah, man, it's
Gosh.
Team sports is like the military. You and I didn't do anything in the military. I barely did anything. All right, but you get the bond, right? You get your friends.
That gives me confidence in our military.
I'll tell you right now. Man. No.
I didn't do anything.
No, I'm talking about
corrective
the
exercises.
overarching. I'm talking about the overarching experience and the reason and what happens when you do it is you form these bonds. That's why we fight hard. They haven't figured out a science on how to get these people integrating women. I don't know how hard that's going to be, but it'll help. But it's going to be strange. It's a different dynamic with all these women. But let's say right now, team sports, a very important thing. It'll teach you many life lessons. And you know what? Your mom's not there for you, man. So you do it. You either sink or swim. And usually people swim. And if you have to go home to your mom, might as well move to, I don't know, Thailand. That's the wrong.
I wonder
That's
what
the
Miss
wrong
Cook is
country.
doing today.
That's the wrong country. That's
right.
the wrong country.
That's Ferguson. She married our
Australia.
English teacher.
Australia.
Or, Mr. Braven.
I didn't have.
No.
I don't think I
Timmy.
had a single
Timmy.
hot teacher. I'm gonna say this. I did not have a single hot teacher. I did not.
We had a few.
We had a couple.
I think because they knew it was an all-boys school.
Yeah, they knew where to go.
Yep, they knew.
Just like St. Mary's girl.
That's
That's
creepy.
right.
That's creepy. Like they're in jail now because they knew. Sorry. Anyway, there you go.
All right.
That's my number one. Team sports. Do it.
I guess I did we're done, aren't we?
Yeah,
that was
that's
the last
it.
one.
You started.
I was dreaming about the Wonder Years in high school. Well, that was fun. Did you guys enjoy that?
That was a good one.
That was awesome.
Going down
I like
memory lane.
I like
Oh, yeah.
reminiscing.
Go Raiders.
By the
Go
way,
Raiders.
by the way,
What are you guys?
the
What?
jeans,
I was Sentinels.
The
the
Sentinels.
denim
What are you?
pants, the denim pants, they were a lot better fashion-wise back in the late '90s, early 2000s than they are these days. I don't like the high hips.
We didn't get
I
to wear
like the
Yeah,
denim.
short
that was
hips.
never an option for
Yeah,
us.
we got to
Yeah,
wear
but you
We
know,
had
I'm
nice
talking about
khakis.
the girls. I'm talking about the girls.
What?
I like the jean fashion back in the late '90s, early 2000s than of today.
Bell bottoms?
Do they have that? In what?
All right.
Wasn't it almost?
I don't know.
No, I have no idea what you're talking about. Go
We
Spartans.
had khakis
Go Spartans.
and boys.
You had khakis and boys.
All right. Well, that point.
And
was
polos.
that point is lost
And
on you
polos. And
people.
spirit
That point is lost on you people. I like a good
All
jean.
right. Well, thanks for listening. For Lilo, for Don, for
I like a
Keberto.
good pant.
I'm Craig. I gotta go do some pull-ups at Starbucks. This is Rank 'em Up.